Good morning, students. Students, I am Semalini Sarkar and I will be taking your social science class. Students, I think we are going to start with a new chapter today. So, let's proceed. Our chapter name is Fascinating Earth. In the last chapter, you have learnt about universe. We have learned that our universe consists of billions of stars. Sun is one of them. It's 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, comets, meteors. So we have learnt all this. Now, in this chapter, we are going to learn about Earth, our Mother Earth, where we stay. The planet we stay in, we are going to start with that planet. All about Earth. In this slide, we are going to learn about Earth. So, first is our home planet. Earth is rocky, terrestrial planet. Terrestrial means solid surface, a land which is having solid surface where we can stand. And it's rocky. Rocky means it is made up of rocks. And terrestrial planet. We know that we can stand on top of the earth, right? That means the ground is solid. It has a solid and active surface with mountains, valleys, canyons, plains, and so more. So, mountains, valleys, canyons, plains, these are all the physical features that we are able to see in earth. Now, what are mountains? Mountains are large natural elevation of the earth's surface rising abruptly from the surrounding level. It is a large steep hill. What are valleys? Valleys are low area of land between hills or mountains, typically with a river or stream flowing through it. Canyons are deep gorge, typically one with a river flowing through it. Plains are flat, large area with few trees. So, these are the physical features that we are able to see on the earth. Earth is 75% covered with water. The total area of water in earth is 75%, that is 3/4. Our atmosphere is made mostly of nitrogen and has plenty of oxygen for us to breathe. We have atmosphere where oxygen is present that helps us to breathe. That is why life is there in earth. The atmosphere also protects us from meteoroids, most of which break up in our atmosphere before they can strike the surface as meteors or meteorites. Now, what are meteors? A small body moving in the solar system that would become a meteor if entered the Earth's atmosphere. And meteorites are a piece of rock or metal that has fallen to the Earth's surface from outer space as a meteor. Over 90% of meteorites are of rock, while the remainder consist wholly or partly of iron and nickel. Structure and surface. Earth is a terrestrial planet. As we have learnt in the previous slide, that Earth is a terrestrial planet. The Earth is solid in nature. It is small and rocky. Earth's atmosphere is the right thickness to keep the planet warm, so living things can stay here. It is the only planet in our solar system that supports life. It is mostly nitrogen and has plenty of oxygen for us to breathe. Why do Earth support life? We can see in this slide that Earth supports life due to the presence of atmosphere. Why? Because the thickness of the atmosphere is perfect, which helps to keep the earth warm. So, it is making the earth a moderate climate, not so cold, not so hot. So, it makes human beings stay here perfectly. Now we can see in the picture given below that Earth is having 4 layers. They are crust, mantle, outer core, inner core. Crust is where we stay. Crust is where we stay. We stay on in the crust. Now Earth's structure. Earth's structure is made up of different parts above and below its surface. Above we know that above us is the atmosphere and below us is the core of the earth. These parts are the core, mantle, crust, atmosphere, landforms and water. Landforms are the physical features we have learned just now. Mountains, valleys, plains, these are all landforms. And water, you know, it can be sea, rivers, streams, oceans. Now in the picture we are able to see on top of the earth is the atmosphere. After that, outer core, inner core, mantle, water, landforms. Earth's neighbors. Who are the neighbors of the earth? Earth has just one moon. It is the only planet to have just one moon. Earth is having only one satellite, and that is moon. Earth is the only planet who is having just one satellite, the moon. Earth has lots of spacecraft watching it. See, in the outer space there are lots of spacecraft that is watching the movement of the earth, or the position of the earth, or the changing that is happening in the earth. The changes that is happening in the earth is notified or is observed by the spacecraft. Earth is the third planet from the sun in our solar system. That means Venus and Mars are Earth's neighboring planets. That is, from the sun, Earth is third in number. And we have Mercury, Venus. Then Venus is before Earth. Then we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Mars is just after Earth. So we can say Venus and Mars are the two neighboring planets of the planet Earth. Shape of the Earth. In ancient times, people believed that the Earth was flat in shape. Sailors were afraid to sail too far as they thought they might fall off the edge. I will explain why sailors were afraid of. Suppose I have placed a table in front of you and I asked you all to walk on top of the table. What happens? When you reach at the edge of the table, you will fall down, isn't it? Or suppose if you roll a ball on top of the table, after reaching at the edge, it will fall, it will drop. Same thing, sailors thought that the earth was flat. And when they will reach at the edge of the earth, they will fall down. So they were very afraid to go for a voyage. Later, people like Copernicus and Aristotle said that the earth was round. Later, Copernicus and Aristotle told that no, earth is not flat but it is rounded shape. Ferdinand Magellan's journey proved that the earth was spherical in shape. Afterwards, Ferdinand Magellan, he has proved that earth is spherical in shape. However, the actual shape of the earth is oblate spheroid. Oblate spheroid means the top and the bottom portion of the earth is flat in shape, and the middle portion is bulging out. It is coming out like orange. You know how the shape of the orange is? The top to top and the bottom portion is flat, a little flattened, and the middle portion is coming out of it. This means it is flat at the top and bottom and bulging at the middle like an orange. Just refer the picture that is given. It is just the shape of an oblate spheroid. So we can say that earth is oblate spheroid in shape. With the advancement in science, astronauts and artificial satellites were sent into space. As there is a development in science, with the help of science, we are able to send astronauts and artificial satellites into space, and they have taken photographs and they have shown that Earth is oblate spheroid in shape. They took the photographs of the Earth and it was visible that the Earth was indeed spherical. They took the photographs of the Earth and it was visible that the Earth was indeed spherical. I told you that they have went to space and from there they have taken pictures of Earth, and in the pictures it was clearly shown that Earth is spherical in shape. Now we are going to study about our unique Earth. What does the term unique means? Unique means one of a kind, special, different from others. Why Earth is referred as unique? Let's see. Earth is one of the 8 planets of the solar system. It is the 3rd planet from the Sun and the 5th largest in the solar system. So, Earth is one of the 8 planets. We know what are the 8 planets are: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. It is the 3rd planet from the Sun. We can see in the picture that Earth lies 3rd from the Sun and the 5th largest in the solar system. According to its size, it lies 5th largest. The Earth is a unique planet because it is the only planet in our solar system which supports life. So, except Earth, none of the other planets do supports life. It is only Earth where we can see living beings are there. The Earth has life because, now why do Earth supports life? First, it is neither too far and not too close to the Sun. This means it is neither too hot nor too cold, making it suitable for life to exist on Earth. See, the position of the Earth from the Sun is not too far nor too close to it. If the position of the Earth was in place of Mercury, then the temperature of the Earth would have become very hot. Life won't survive then. If the position of the Earth would have been there in the place of, suppose, Neptune or Uranus, then the temperature would have been very cold, tremendously cold. Then also it won't support life. But the position is so perfect that the temperature is neither too hot nor too cold. It is moderate. So it helps life to exist. Our Earth has both air and water, which are necessary for life to exist. Now our Earth is having both air and water, and which helps Earth to support life. If suppose air was there and water was not there, then life wouldn't exist. Same thing, if water was there, air was not there, same thing would have happened. Time on Earth. A day on Earth lasts a little under 24 hours. 1 year on Earth lasts 365.25 days. That 0.25 extra means every 4 years we need to add 1 day to our calendar. We call it a leap year in a leap year day, or leap year in a leap year day. Yes. So this 0.25 we add this for every 4 years, and there is an extra day that is added in the month of February, that is 29th February, and that day is known as leap day and the year is known as leap year. Now we are coming to layers of atmosphere. The atmosphere is having layers in it. There are many layers in it. First we can see in the picture is troposphere. Then we have stratosphere. Then we have mesosphere. Then we have thermosphere. Then we have exosphere. Now, what is troposphere? The troposphere starts at the Earth's surface and extends 8 to 14.5 kilometers high, that is 5 to 9 miles. This part of atmosphere is the most dense. Almost all weather in this region Next we have stratosphere. The stratosphere starts just above the troposphere and extends to 50 kilometers, that is 31 miles high. The ozone layer, which absorbs and scatters the solar ultraviolet radiation, is in this layer. So, the ozone layer that traps the ultraviolet ray is there in stratosphere. So, we can say the ozone layer lies in between troposphere and stratosphere. Next, we have mesosphere. The mesosphere starts just above the troposphere and extends to 85 kilometers, that is 53 miles high. The mesosphere will start after stratosphere and it extends to 85 kilometers, that is 53 miles. Meteors burn up in this layer. So meteors burn up in mesosphere. Next we have thermosphere. The thermosphere starts just above the mesosphere and extends to 600 kilometers, that is 372 miles high. Aurora and satellites occur in this layer. Now in the picture we are not able to see ionosphere, but there is a layer in between thermosphere and exosphere, that is ionosphere. What is ionosphere? The ionosphere is an abundant layer of electrons and ionized atoms and molecules that stretches from about 48 kilometers, that is 30 miles above the surface, to the edge of the space at about 965 kilometers, that is 600 miles, overlapping into the mesosphere and thermosphere. This dynamic region grows and shrinks based on solar conditions and divides further into the sub-regions, that is D, E and F, based on what wavelength of solar radiation is absorbed. The ionosphere is a critical link in the chain of Sun and Earth interaction. This region is what makes radio communications possible. So, due to ionosphere, all radio communication occurs or happens. Next we have the last one, that is exosphere. This is the upper limit of our atmosphere. It extends from the top of the thermosphere up to 10,000 kilometers, that is 6,200 miles. So what are the layers of atmosphere? They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. Features of the Earth. The Earth is surrounded by a layer of gases which is called the atmosphere. So what is atmosphere? Layer of gases that surrounds the Earth is known as atmosphere. This atmosphere contains numerous gases such as oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. The Earth is the only planet with an atmosphere which contains oxygen. It is essential for us to breathe. About 3/4 of the Earth is covered with water. We have read in the first slide that 75% of the Earth is covered under water. This is the reason why Earth is called the blue planet. It looks like a big blue ball when seen from the space. Due to abundant amount of water that is present in the Earth's surface, from the space, Earth is seen as a blue color ball. Now, what are the sources of the water? See, the sources of the water are oceans, glaciers, snow, groundwater, lakes, rivers. These are the sources. Now, from oceans we are getting 97.5% water. From glaciers, 1.725%. From groundwater, 0.075%. From lakes, rivers, 0.025%. So we can say that the sources of the water are glaciers, oceans, groundwaters, lakes, rivers, and so on. Now, Earth has two movements, that is rotation and revolution. What is rotation? The rotation of the Earth on its axis causes day and night. Rotation means spinning. The revolution of the Earth on a fixed path or orbit around the Sun causes a change in the season. Daytime is when you can see the Sun from where you are and its light and heat can reach you. Now, what are day and night? Day and night means during daytime the sun you will be facing towards the sun, and during night time you won't be able to see the sun. So daytime is when you can see the sun from where you are and its light and heat can reach you. Nighttime is when the sun is on the other side of the earth from you and its light and heat don't get to you. See the picture where the light of the sun is falling, that area or that part is facing daytime and the other part is facing nighttime. What causes day and night? We get day and night because the earth spins or rotates on an imaginary line called its axis, and different parts of the planet are facing towards the sun or away from it. It takes 24 hours for the whole world to turn all the way round, and we all call this a day. Over a year, the length of the daytime in part of the earth we live changes. Days are longer in the summer and shorter in the winter. We all experience, right? Now comes what causes seasons on earth. Seasons happen because earth's axis is tilted at an angle of about 23.5 degrees, and different parts of the earth receive more solar energy than others. Due to the position of the earth from the sun, the season occurs. Now we are coming to some interesting facts that we would learn about earth today. First is, the earth's rotation is gradually slowing. That means this deceleration is happening almost imperceptibly at approximately 17 milliseconds per 100 years. Although the rate of which it occurs is not perfectly uniform, this has the effect of lengthening our days, but it happens so slowly that it could be as much as 140 million years before the length of the day will have increased to 25 hours. So slowly the timing is increasing, but it will take 140 million years because the process is so slow. Next we have, the earth was once believed to be the center of the universe. Due to the apparent movement of the sun and the planet in relation to their viewpoint, ancient scientists insisted that the earth remained static, whilst other celestial bodies traveled in circular orbits around it. Eventually, the view that the sun was at the center of the universe was given by Copernicus, though this is also not the case. Next comes, Earth has a powerful magnetic field. This phenomenon is caused by the nickel iron core of the planet coupled with its rapid rotation. This field protects the Earth from the effect of the solar wind. Next we have, there is only one natural satellite of the planet Earth. As a percentage of the size of the body, its orbit, the moon is the largest satellite of any planet in our solar system. In real terms, however, it is only the fifth largest natural satellite. Next, Earth is the only planet not named after a god. In the previous chapter, we have learned that all the planets except Earth are named after Roman gods or goddesses, right? So this is a unique fact. The other 7 planets in our solar system are all named after Roman gods or goddesses, although only Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn were named during ancient times because they were visible to the naked eye. The Roman method of naming planets was retained after the discovery of Uranus and Pluto. But nowadays Pluto is not a planet. Next, the Earth is the densest planet in the solar system. These varies according to the part of the planet. For example, the metallic core is denser than the crust. The average density of the Earth is approximately 5.52 grams per cubic centimeter. So, aren't the facts interesting? Now I know we have reached to the end of the chapter. What are the things we have learned from the chapter? First, the shape of the Earth is oblate spheroid. The Earth is the fifth largest planet in the solar system. Earth is a unique planet because it has life. It is the only planet where the air contains oxygen. 3/4 of the Earth is covered with water. The Earth experiences day and night because of rotation. The Earth experiences different seasons because of revolution. Watt power. Watt power means the difficult words that we have learnt in the chapter. Now we are going to learn their meanings. First is expedition. A group of persons, ships, etc. on a journey for a specific purpose. Astronaut, someone trained to travel to space. Artificial satellite, man-made object that orbits a planet. Unique, being one of a kind. Atmosphere, layer of gases surrounding the Earth. Essential, absolutely needed. Terrestrial are simply those with solid surface on which one could stand. Mountains, a large natural elevation of the Earth's surface rising abruptly from the surrounding level, a large steep hill. Valleys, a low area of land between hills or mountains, typically with a river or stream flowing through it. Canyons, a deep gorge, typically one with a river flowing through it. Plains, a large area of flat land with few trees. Meteoroids, a small body moving in the solar system that would become a meteor if entered the Earth's surface or atmosphere. Meteorites, a piece of rock or metal that has fallen to the Earth's surface from outer space as a meteor. Over 90% of the meteorites are of rock, while the remainder consist wholly or partly of iron and nickel. Leap year, a year occurring once every 4 years, which has 366 days, including 29th February as an intercalary day. Leap day. The intercalary day is the leap day, that is 29th February. Now students, what is intercalary? Intercalary is the extra day. The extra day, that is 29th February, is a extra day that is added to the month. Thank you students. I hope you have understood the chapter well. Please go through the chapter properly, read the details that has been given in the chapter, and I request you all to stay at home, stay safe and healthy. Thank you students. Bye bye for today.